Hey everybody, Rich with Prep You down here in the bunker, bringing you another prepping video. Hey, as the title says, your DIY $200 prepper starting kit. That's what this video is all about. And I know some of you are saying, going, Rich, come on, prepper starting kit. You know, I'm way beyond that. I mean, I got more than you got. I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm prepared. I'm good to go. But let me ask you a question. Are your kids going off to college? Do you have kids that live in an apartment somewhere? They're done with college and they're living all by themselves. Do you have parents that live somewhere and they don't have all the stuff that you have? And are you concerned about any of them? You know, it's like when I sent my kids off to school, they had a fire kit. They lived in dorms, and basically all it was a roll of duct tape, a bright flag that they could hang outside their window, a couple towels we put in there, and they would just get the towels wet, and you could put that under the door to keep the smoke from coming out. The duct tape would go around the doors or any openings where smoke might be in case you had to shelter in place. Hey, if you travel a lot, don't forget that's a great kit to have for hotels and stuff like that. If you can't get out, you can stop the smoke from coming in, you know, and put some kind of a flag out there. Well, this is kind of the same concept, but this is also for those of you that are new to prepping. You've heard a lot about prepping. You know, it's not the guy that lives in the basement and has saved, 4 years of dried banana chips and he's going to live off of that. And make it through whatever happens. But no, you've heard about prepping. You want to get started. You just don't know how to start. You know, sure, you got food. Sure, you got other stuff. But that's what this video is for. This video is going to help you, if you're already a prepper, how to prep your kids, your parents, when they go off into the world to start prepping. It's also going to help the new preppers. But there's a couple questions we have to answer first. You have to look at how much space do you have for the prepping items that you're going to get. Where do you live? Do you live in a big house? You live in a townhome? You live in an apartment in Buffalo, Wyoming, or do you live in an apartment in New York? Two totally different situations. Obviously, money-wise, a major situation, but I'll bet the square footage is just a little bit different if you live in an apartment in Buffalo, Wyoming, as compared to New York City, New York. So that's something you have to think about. What are you going to store your stuff in? Okay, you're just not going to have it nilly-willy all over your apartment or your home or stuff like that. You got to think about what you're going to put it in. Hey, you got an extra backpack? Use that. You got a bin? A bin? How about a drawer? Something, a box. Mark it. Know what's there and put everything together. That's the number one thing you got to do. Once you start buying this stuff, it's got to stay together. Okay, and then you got to think up again, determine where you're going to keep it. Do you have a basement? Do you have a storage locker? Do you have a closet? Do you have space under your bed in your dorm, to put this stuff? But when you do that, you have to make sure that where you store it is cool, dark, mostly dark, dry, and bug-free area, because you don't want pests and bugs getting in there. You don't want it to get wet. You don't want direct sunlight on it either, because the food that you have in there is going to make it degrade quicker or make it just not edible. If you got chocolate in there, it's going to make it melt, obviously. So those are the things, gather it together. And with that comes a list. So I came up with a list of items that it pretty much going to keep you under $200, which isn't bad. And you can go back and forth with it. You can get better items, less items, not as expensive items. And when I talked about bag, bin, some type of storage device, I gave it like anywhere from, $7 a bin at Target. Is $7 to $25 if you went out and bought a backpack, or if you got an extra backpack laying around. I've got so many backpacks. I broke my backpack for high school the other day, and I went, yeah, it's no big deal. I got like 8 more backpacks sitting at home of all the backpacks I bought the kids over the years. You got backpacks. They're around. Find one. Um, a good full tang knife, okay? And what that means is it's not like this knife, although this is a great knife. You can see it's a folding knife. If it was a full tang knife, the knife would come all the way down, all the way through the handle. Why is that a nice knife? Nothing can happen to the hinge. It can't break. It can't fall apart. All right? You might break the handle, but you're not going to break the full tang of the knife. You can get it for like 20 bucks. I saw them at Menards today for like $20, $25. A water purification device. I like Life Straws. You can see this one. I've carried this one for like forever in my Get Home bag. But you want some kind of water purification device. You could do this, or next item, okay, those are $10 to $25 depending on which ones, if you buy name brand or whatever. That one's Life Straw. Or you combine the next item with, you should have a good water bottle with a carabiner on it, and you could always get water purification tabs, okay? And they take about a half hour to work. It's not, no big deal. Katadyn makes them. Why this? Because you don't have to hold on to your water bottle. You can just lock it onto your backpack, onto your belt, or whatever. I would also suggest maybe small piece of, good rope. Not thick rope on here in case you have to tie it onto something that, you can't use a carabiner. If you're going this method with your water purification tabs, what you need to do, tab goes inside, the water goes inside, going to be a half hour. Before you drink it, turn it upside down, crack it, all right? So some of the water comes out, okay, see? And then close it back up. Why? Because that unpurified water could be in here, in between the cap and the bottle on the threads. By turning it upside down, you get some of the purified water through there, and it cleans out the unpure water. All right, just a side note. Learned that through the Boy Scouts. So you got that. A stove. Doesn't matter what kind of a stove, just any kind of stove. This one was $25 at Cabela's. And some fuel. They just snap onto each other and you can cook. Obviously, I did not add a pot to cook it in. Might be nice to have something small that can sit on top of here. You can get those at Cabela's that go on top of here for another 10 bucks. All right. This is 20, I think as I said, 25, and then another 10 for the fuel. All right. And you can get smaller fuel too if you want to carry it. A small first aid kit. You can put them together yourself, or you can buy them already put together. Just take a look at what's in there. Basically, $10 to $15. You want Band-Aids and tweezers, Neosporin, 4x4. You want tape. You want alcohol wipes in there. You might want some larger Band-Aids, stuff like that. You might want to put some Steri-Strips. Also for larger cuts. Those are nice, but they're really small and easy to take care of. All right, next thing is you got to eat. All right, you got the stove, you got the gas, you got to eat. You should have a few cans of super chili and some kind of meat. All right, say 5 cans of that at $2.25 a piece. I mean, you're talking another $11.25. Another good thing to have with you, should always be in your house whether you like it or not, peanut butter and crackers. Peanut butter was a real big staple in the Boy Scouts when we would go to the Boundary Waters because it'd keep, all right? Didn't have to refrigerate it. You could throw it on a tortilla because the bread never really made it very far in the Boundary Waters, but tortillas are really good. Keep them in their packaging in a freezer Ziploc bag, which is much stronger than a storage Ziploc bag. All right, a good, sturdy flashlight. This is a great flashlight. I love this flashlight. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course, with a flashlight, maybe you want 2 or 3 extra batteries. Okay. You could go with that type of flashlight. You go with a headlamp. Headlamp is nice because obviously if it's up here, you got 2 hands to do whatever you need to do. They're really nice to have. Matches, lighter, flint and steel. In here, matches, lighter, flint, and steel. Okay. A must, an absolute must. And maybe if you want to throw some fire starter stuff in there, paper, kindling or something like that, that'd be great too. It all depends on the amount of space that you have. Candles are great. They produce light. They actually, if you get some of the bigger Survivor candles, oh gosh, they are anywhere from about that big around to this big around. You can get them for, 15, 18 bucks. 3-wick. They actually put off a little bit of heat, which is kind of nice, and they really brighten up the room. Candles are 10 bucks. The lighter, matches, and flint, it was like 15. Flashlight, you can spend like 20 bucks. I just picked up an Ever-Ready headlamp for another kit for another video that's coming up in the next couple of days at Menards for $9.95. And then I had extra batteries. I just put extra batteries with that kit. Another video coming soon. A small toolkit. You need a small toolkit. Everybody needs them. I mean, it should be like a hammer, a screwdriver, a utility knife, pliers, wire. The wire I like is the green craft wire. Stuff's really strong. It works really good. Some duct tape. Not duck, but duct tape. Good stuff. Pay a little extra money for it. It lasts a lot longer. And a crescent wrench and whatever else you can find. As far as the screwdrivers, you might want multiple different kinds of screwdrivers. You can get, you don't have to put it together yourself. You can go to Ace or, True Value or Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's or anything and buy a pretty decent small homeowner's toolkit. And you'll pay anywhere from $19.99 to probably $49.99 for that, which would put you over the $200, but it's a really good kit. So those are the items we're talking about. We're talking about a full tang knife, water purification device, water bottle and carabiner with a carabiner, maybe some rope on it, stove and fuel, a small first aid kit, soup and crackers, chili, Spam, peanut butter is good to have, a good sturdy flashlight and or headlamp, extra batteries, lighter, matches, flint and steel, you want to have that too. Candles are good to have, and a small toolkit. That's really a really good starter kit, and you're going to add to it as you want. And I looked at it, along with the bag or the bin or whatever else you're going to store all this stuff in, right around $200, and that's not bad. And I know some of you new preppers are going out there and going, well, Rich, how do you get to this? Well, how do you get to this is, hey, we need mustard at the store. We do? Yeah, okay. I bought mustard. No, I bought 2. Why? Because one's going downstairs as storage. And the other one is going to be ready to use. And when you get that one ready to use, buy another one. So you got a couple down here. Same thing with ketchup. Same thing with macaroni. Same thing with soup. Same thing with tomato sauce. Same thing with coffee. And all kinds of stuff. That's how you do it. You build up a little bit at a time. Don't go out there and throw a whole bunch of money at it. Because you might find out you threw all this money at it, you don't need it, and you got no place to put it. So, but before you go out there and you write that list, you go back and look at this video again, and you write the list down that you need for you mom and dads that are sending your kids off to school or they live in an apartment somewhere. Before you go out buying this stuff, look around your house. If you're like me, you would be amazed how much stuff you've got laying around the house that you don't need, but somebody else could really use it. You know, put it together for them. Give them, you know, for your students or for your kids that live somewhere, you put it together. All right, and you put it in a bin, or you put it in one of those backpacks that were theirs when they were in 8th grade, and go, here, honey, this is for you. Don't use it unless you have to. You know, and if you can't find this stuff and you want to put it together, where should you go to shop? That's really easy. Dollar stores. Dollar stores are really a good place to go. Goodwill, you can find some really good stuff. Hardware stores, grocery stores, Target, Aldi, Sam's. It depends on how much you want to buy. Aldi's is a great place. We just have a really big Aldi's opened up in town. Fantastic prices on stuff. Absolutely fantastic prices, you know. And remember, this is just a start. I mean, this is the food and stuff like that. Something else, and you can look at some of our other videos, but some other things to stockpile within your starting prepping kit. And the number one thing that I tell everybody is socks. Socks. Have extra socks. Have extra shoes, but particularly socks. Because if your feet get wet, you're not going to have a fun day. So you go, Rich, okay, that's great. This video is fantastic. I know what to put in the kit for my kids, but my kids want to go beyond that. They want to, you know, get better. They want to prep more, or I'm a brand new prepper, and okay, I got all that. I found all that stuff around my house. I want to go to the next level. I want to get there. What do I do? Well, here, you can go to these videos that we have at our site. It's called 3 Deep Stockpiling. 5 items you should always carry. If there's a single video that you should watch on my channel, it's the 5 things you should always carry. It's small enough to fit in a sandwich bag. It should be everywhere. It should be in your car. It should be in your briefcase. It should be in your backpack. It should be everywhere that you go. It should not be any further than 3 feet away from you at all times. I'm serious. And when you see that video, the 5 things you should always carry it, and the next video along with that is the 5 items you should always carry update. We've added a few more things, and you'll see why that is so very important. You know, we have a video about where to get your prepping supplies. We have bags, we have videos on bags, grouping, labels. We have list videos. For those of you that wonder, you know, where do these lists come from? Go to our channel. Well, you're at the channel right now because you're watching this video, and look at our list videos. All different kinds of lists. And you can also go to our playlist. Our playlist, we've grouped, you know, stockpiling. All the videos about stockpiling are one. All the videos about bags and labeling and stuff like that is another playlist. All the list videos are another playlist. But this is a start. This is a great way to get going. And you know, as time goes on, you're going to add to it, and you're going to improve on it. Maybe this $35 stove is great, or $25 stove is really great, but you want to upgrade. Maybe you want to upgrade to the Jetboil system. Now we're talking a couple $100, but maybe you want to upgrade, you know, because maybe you decided, wait, you know, this prepping stuff is kind of cool. It's kind of got me into the itch of going camping. Kind of the same thing. You're buying the same stuff, all right? You're buying freeze-dried food. You're buying, you know, decent stoves. You're buying sleeping bags and stuff like that. You're going to upgrade as you go along, you know, and, you know, we also tell people that it's okay to use the stuff that's in your kit, but you got to replace it. If you go, you know, I didn't go to the store, I want Spam for dinner. Well, okay, write a note. So the next time you go to the store, buy 2. Get one back in your kit, and then have the other one in your cabinets. You know, you also want to make sure that you have a list of what's in your kit. All right? And in your kit, you should have stuff that you know you're going to want to check from time to time. I would say every 4 months, open that kit up, make sure you didn't take anything out of it and you forgot about it, and replace it and add to it. If you add to it, add it to the list. So it's pretty simple. I mean, it doesn't cost you a lot of money. And like I said, a lot of you out there that have been, living in your apartment for a while or a home for a while, you probably got most of this stuff. Except there's a couple items over here. There's a couple items in the next room. There's 4 or 5 items in the garage. My gosh, I got a bin up in the attic that has this stuff in it. And in the basement, I've got I got so many tools, they're all over the place. Put it all together, take an assessment of what you have, and I bet you don't have to go out and buy much stuff to put inside that bag or inside that bin. So that's it. That's how you can start prepping for under $200. It's a great way to go, and having all this stuff will be, hopefully never have to use it, but will be a blessing in disguise if you have to. So that's it. Subscribers, thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing and ringing that bell. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and ring that bell. And hey, if you know somebody in your family that's not a subscriber, hey, have them subscribe. I'm saying hey a lot for some reason. I don't know why. But that's it. Remember, always be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you're at work, play, or on vacation, which is kind of play, or in your backyard, gardening. And always have at least 72 hours of food, water, and medicine in case you are required to evacuate, or if you have to leave the area for a little while due to flooding or whatever. And at least 3, 6, 9 months to a year of food, water, and medicine per person, kept in a cool, dry, pest-free area in your home or apartment. And please prep like your life depends on it, because it really does. So that's it. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you next time.